Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's time for another month of my wallpaper making. If you guys remember last month's wallpaper video, I said that I held off with having Mean Girls for October since I had a better idea. Well, this is it. So let's get into it. I thought that the normally spooky month of October would be perfect for the Addams Family musical. They give off the spooky vibe without the horror, which I like very much, as a person who wears a lot of black and is completely terrified by horror movies. Being the musical nerd that I am, I had to add this to my collection of wallpapers this year. If you're new here and want to see other musicals I've made already, then I'll leave the playlist in the cards on the upper right hand corner or in the description. When I was thinking of which scene I was going to use for this month, I didn't come up with a lot. The actual musical didn't really have as many complete sets that I remember. Most of that was the gate from the opening number and the dining room from Full Disclosure. I didn't want to do the gate scene because I didn't have enough reference material for one, and I didn't see many places to add custom icons, which is more important for this wallpaper and the succeeding ones because I use the icons for my college subject folders. When I searched the musical up on Google, I found more reference material for the dining room scene, and I thought it gave me a little bit more freedom when it came to what things I can place on the table so I can use them for icons. When I initially decided on doing this set, I didn't really have a concrete plan on how I'd proceed with making the calendar and which icons I'd make, so I just started making the set and thought the ideas would come to me eventually. When I was making the stairs, I used the very low-tech method of make a rectangle of how wide you want the steps to be and just trace around it. Afterwards, I can just mirror the image so it could just save time. I had to make the wallpaper a bit more zoomed in than the reference photos I had to make sure the icons I put are a better scale to the rest of the picture. When I was making this, I had a small memo pad beside me so I could take note of things and stuff I wanted to include. Such as, I didn't really want to do as much detail on the tablecloth because that wasn't gonna happen with my skills and time frame, and also, having it would make the photo really cluttered. I used the memo pad to take note of the original design of the banisters and railing in terms of their basic shapes and components so I could make my replicas look as similar as I can. The shapes needed more definition than the rest of the wallpaper, so I added a darker gray to help define the edges more and make them look like they have shape without really going to the trouble of adding shadows. When I made the table, I just made a plain red tablecloth with a yellow stripe and a darker red stripe on the bottom, so that I wouldn't have to bother with making the really fancy small details of the original. I really wanted to make the tablecloth really plain so it would stand out more against the icons. During the time I was making it, I saw the two paintings in the background of the photos with the Addams ancestors on it, and that's what gave me the idea to put the calendar in the frame and make it glow blue so it's ghostly, which was a reference to the blue lights on the paintings and the photos. I used a cursive font so it calls back to the font of the cast recording, but because of the ghostly blue theme, I didn't make it yellow. The other frame is for camouflage icons, which are just plain black to match the background for the constant folders on my desktop. If you saw it from the past two wallpaper videos I made, those are for those actual folders with the wallpapers, for my academics, for other things that I might be working on at the moment. This is the first video where I can show you guys my process of designing the icons. And on the memo pad I mentioned earlier, I write down all the props I can remember from the show. I then figure out a way how to incorporate color into them. Usually yellow is a free color for me because I don't use yellow in my color coding anyway. I find that it's too light to show up on my planner, so when I'm making icons, using yellow isn't really a big deal. For a bunch of my other icons, I don't go with props from the show, and I usually stick to props that might fit into the scene it's in. But because Addams Family is such a character-driven show, I decided to add a few hints to the props actually used and the plot. So I made the Addams Full Disclosure chalice For Orange, the family photo album, which was in the song Secrets, and I made it blue for the color code. I made a small version of Pugsley's TNT plunger from the opening. For Red, I made a random purple potion bottle for the grandma. A glass mug cup thing with a poison symbol for Green. It's supposed to be the cup with acrimonium, a name which people who watch the show could recognize, but I won't really tell you in this video what acrimonium is cause spoilers. Then I made a little ghost for Gray. The ensemble cast of the musical portray ghosts, which are the family ancestors. I didn't think making a person in all white would fit the look, so I just made a small cartoony ghost instead to fit with the more flat look of the wallpapers I make. Now on to my musical comments. I got introduced to the Addams Family musical in high school by overhearing someone playing the soundtrack and pretty much eavesdropping to figure out what it was. Don't tell them. I listened to a few songs, but I didn't get into it until about 2018 when I saw not a Broadway bootleg actually, but a high school theater production of it, and it was honestly really good. Now it's time for my personal favorite songs. Around the Corner is my all-time favorite. It's a song Morticia sings. The literal lyrics of "Death is just around the corner" is just fun to sing for one, and also a very fitting theme song for the week before finals. Yeah, you know, stressed out student life. Secrets is also a really good song. I honestly love all the Morticia songs, because hers usually include dance breaks. If you know me personally, you'd know that I've taken a lot of dance classes and I love to dance, so it goes to show my love of dance also extends to a love of dance breaks. Speaking of dance, another favorite song of mine is Live Before We Die, which contains the tango number. It holds a special place in my heart because my first year in college, I took social dance, and I spent my time practicing to this song for my tango exam. Addams Family is just a show I've watched so many times but still laugh at the jokes. And there's so many jokes you can miss that rewatching it isn't boring. It also wasn't to the show's detriment that they had Rick Ellis for the book and Andrew Lippa on the music. For those of you who don't know, Rick Ellis is the same person who made the script for The Cher Show, which is my third favorite musical, and Andrew Lippa is the composer of The Wild Party, which I think has one of the catchiest and danceable musical songs, which is Raise the Roof. If you have time, go check out the cast recording with Julia Murney, because Raise the Roof is just that catchy. And to end this all off, my favorite scene from the entire musical is the scene right after One Normal Night, where Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, and Pugsley pretend to be like a normal family, and it's just really awkward but also really funny. So when you guys want to check it out, just keep an eye out for that specific scene, because I could replay that scene over and over. So here's the finished wallpaper. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and maybe you'd want to check out the Addams Family musical, or maybe make your own wallpapers. If you want to see more of these from me, just click the subscribe button and the bell to know when I post. I try to upload every week, Mondays at 8. I guess that's all for this video. Bye guys!